How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to yet another weekly warehouse update. Super exciting one. We're gonna kick it off with something that I've been very excited to get on our shelves for quite a while, which is Millennium. If you don't know about Millennium, I'm gonna introduce you, but you're missing out. So we're gonna start, I'm just gonna go run you through some of the molds. First off, Aquarius floats on water. That's just always a fun, you know, if you remember like the Dragon, the Wahoo, they still are made, but always a fun time. By the way, Millennium, made by Innova, so keep that in mind. We're going through. Next down, we have a very straight mid, the Aurora. I'm gonna suck at pronouncing half of these names, bear with me. The Aurora, dead straight. Almost like it will probably fly similar to a Mako. It doesn't quite have the same Mako feel though. I kind of like that a little bit better. The Draco is one of the big ones that you've seen Calvin throw. This is what he's throwing, kind of like his Firebird. I believe it's a little bit more overstable than a Firebird. Really great feel. This is actually a phenomenal run of Champ Plastic. Super grippy, board flat, such stiff rims. I'm gonna have to actually try one of those out. It feels like it might fly like a cap wrap. We also have the Orion. So you'll notice you have like LF. I think they also have like LS, yeah. So basically the LF, LS, what those allude to is the stability. So the LF is gonna be a little bit more overstable, 9.5, -1, 2, whereas the LS is 9.4, -1, 1. So when you're seeing some of these are both Orions, it's just LF, LS. I believe one stands for, I'm not even gonna try, less fade, something like that. Sabot, basically a juggernaut, Garrett Gurthey signature, Hyzer Bomb by Millennium. So this is also in that like Champ Plastic, 11.405. Like I said, this is gonna be like an 11-speed tilt. I haven't thrown it, you can just look at it. It means business. It's wanting to fall left out of my hand when I'm just holding it. I believe we also have some more like signature edition ones back here, limited edition ones. Moving over, as soon as Millennium came in, the second it walked in, I walked straight over to this disc, grabbed one, put it straight in my bag, because this disc is magical, the Scorpius. So if you've been looking for destroyers that were like the destroyers you remember, right? The ones that you throw hard, they have a little bit of push up, maybe you throw it flat, you're gonna get some turn and then some fade. You're able to semi-hyzer flip them, not hyzer flip to flat, they just kind of push. They have like a very pushing fade and they just go forever. This is that. People used to, I don't think this is actually true, people always said that these were like the AJ destroyers, whether or not it's the actual mold, who knows, but that's how they fly, like the AJ destroyers of old. So these things are incredible. Greg Barsby's on them. On the bottom, he absolutely rips forehands with them. Like I said, immediately into my bag. First throw with it, it was everything I remember a Scorpius being. I put it out there on hyzer, hit it pretty hard. It just kind of fought the hyzer the whole way and just slowly went to the left instead of that typical destroyer fade. Really great compliment if you're a destroyer thrower. And like I said, this the Sirius Plastic is Innova Star. So great feeling, great flying. Let's head over to the table behind us and check out some more molds. Now, this is one of their newer molds, the Falcon. First off, Millennium Falcon, very fun name. Secondly, 13.5, -2, 2. Nice flip up, just bomber here. So we have it in a few different plastics. I believe this is this in Sirius Plastic, or this might be a different plastic? I believe that's a Sirius Falcon. And then back here we have the Philo Signature Series Falcon. This Philo ones actually have a little bit more dome than just these right here. Also, the Omega is their like, you know, go-to putter. The Omega 4, I have been told, not sure if it's fully true, but is a P2. Again, I've been told that whenever people have like Innova made molds, everyone instantly wants to be like, oh, this is that mold. So whether or not that's true, I don't know, but gosh darn it, it's close. So if you're looking for an Innova made P2, Omega 4 might be your answer. Have it in a few different plastics here. I believe this one back here is glow. At least it looks glow. Lunar. Very stiff plastic there, feels great. And then the Omega is like their classic. So this is the Omega Super Soft, really nice and gummy. One thing you'll notice about Millennium is on the bottom, it's always imprinted with the run. So this is the Omega Super Soft 1.51, meaning if you find a run of something that you absolutely love, super easy to go back and go onto collector groups and stuff like that and find the exact run that you just fell in love with. So that's their way of like, you know, we all have experienced, you buy different runs of destroyers, different runs of buzzes, different runs of whatever, and they fly different. Well, now you have an easy way to tell which one's which. So this is an Omega 4, soft Omega 4. And then moving down the line, we have the Solstice, very, very similar to an MD4 from back in the day. Incredible feel, board flat, nice overstable flight. Connor put one of these in his bag. We also have it in their Delta T plastic, which is like a really stiff DX plastic. I'm very excited. I want to kind of try it in this plastic because I feel like you'd be able to beat it into a gorgeous hyzer flip disc. And then last, but certainly not least, down here, this insane Calvin Heimberg limited edition Vela. I believe this is similar to an Eagle 7.5 -1.5 2. So this is another one of Calvin's signature discs, but these Halo ones, I mean, the stamp on this is insane. It's not very often you see double foil on Innova discs, and when you do, they're gorgeous. So Millennium, ton of fun, a lot of new molds. If you haven't tried it out, you're missing out. Hopefully that was a good little rundown, but you can check them all out over on the site.
All right, over here at the drop shelf, gonna show you some Discmania that we just got in. First thing I wanna show you is Cloudbreakers. Eagle McMahon's gone. Why are there Cloudbreakers? Well, I guess they still had some, so that means you've got one more chance to buy these at retail pricing if you really like the Cloudbreaker. And I will say the swirls they did on this, I think, are the best. I mean, look how defined that, like, you know, they just, well, you know what's funny is they just teased the like anniversary swirl FD3s or FD1s. I forget which one it was. Maybe it's FD2s, but they have this similar swirl pattern on it with the circle. So it looks like this is the one they tested it on, and it came out amazing. We only have a few of these left, and yeah, check those out. If you're a Cloudbreaker thrower, now's the time. And then we got something very exciting because obviously Gannon Buhr has moved to Discmania now, and so we've got Gannon Buhr mini stamps on some of his favorite new molds. We've got the MD1, the FD1, and the Link. The Link has kind of the big stamp on it there, and then these ones have like the triple mini stamp. So if you really like Gannon Buhr, you're a fan of his move to Discmania, and you're looking to get some of that plastic, well, now you can get some with the Gannon Buhr logo on there, which is very, very cool. I'm sure we're gonna see a lot from Gannon Buhr and Discmania in the future. So make sure to check out this Discmania. Like I said, the Cloudbreaker might be your last shot to buy that at retail price, and some pretty cool swirls on that, and then some Gannon Buhr custom stamp discs as well.
All right, and the day has finally come. If you missed out on the pre-order for the Eagle Envy and the Simon Pixel, that's okay. We have a very limited amount that's left over that is hitting the site. These discs are just gorgeous. I mean, they're absolutely insane. I've shown you them a few times. I don't know if I've shown them on here because they hadn't released until today, but they're gorgeous. The Envy, nice, consistent, overstable, a little bit of dome to it, really comfortable hand feel. A lot of different color options gonna be hitting the site tonight. And then the Pixel, we have the special edition stamp Pixel hitting the site in a few different plastics. This one's Electron Soft. I believe we also just have Electron here and then Electron Firm somewhere as well. So a few different types of Pixels, really great feeling putter. Personally, I would go with the Electron, just the base Electron. There's also a new blend of Electron that they like just released for this. It's a little bit like, I don't want to say softer, it just has like a softer hand feel. Like I don't think it's actually softer than Electron, like the normal Electron. It just like has a like more softer hand feel. Gorgeous disc, really fun, like retro video game stamp on there. So like I said, not a ton left on the site. If you had your pre-order, they're going to be shipping out today as well. But if you didn't get your pre-order in, now's your chance to pick some up on the site, but you might have to act fast.
All right, we're in the Discraft section. Gonna show you some Discraft molds I'm digging, and I'm gonna start with the Force. Okay, we got the Force right now in Z, Z Light, don't sleep on Z Light, Big Z, and ESP, all the different plastics. I love the Force. I don't know why. I feel like it always gets overlooked. Let me tell you what happens with Discraft. All the pros throw Forces. Like, that's just a fact. That might not be a complete fact. Most of the pros throw Forces, but for whatever reason, nobody really talks about them. They always like to talk about the Zeus or the Nuke. Some guys will throw the Hades, like just all the other discs, and I never hear a lot of the pros like mention the Force, but it's in all their bags because this is the premier overstable driver for professional Discraft players. Like that's just the nature of it, and it really is in a lot of ways close to the Innova Destroyer, which is such a beloved disc, and the Force never gets enough love. And I think this disc is incredible. I think it's actually a better forehand disc than the Destroyer. I love the feel in my hand. I think it's slightly different, and I think the flight, like people get intimidated by it, but unless you get one, like there are sometimes you'll get one with a huge dome on them and like they're really overstable, but most Forces are actually more forgiving than you'd think, especially if you throw anywhere from like 350 to 400. You can get very usable flights out of these right away, especially in the ESP ones. I mean, you get these just gorgeous ESP Forces. I mean, I absolutely love these discs. Very comfortable in the hand. And I would say these are a top distance driver in the game. I just don't think they get a lot of use. Well, they do get a lot of use from the pros. They just don't seem to talk about it very much. So yeah, check out the Force. Another underrated disc I want to talk about is the Malta. So when the Malta first came out, as part of the PM line, it was meant to be kind of an overstable mid-range in Paul's bag. And when it first came out, it had a lot of hype, obviously, and then a lot of people kind of fell off the Malta. I don't think they quite understood what it was supposed to be. People got this expecting a really, really overstable mid-range, when in reality, it just has a nice fade at the end. It's not like insane. And it's funny because so many Discraft players are always looking for an overstable buzz. They're obsessed with it for some reason. I need to find an overstable buzz, this, that. Well, here you go. Like, this is a mid-range that flies pretty far, feels good in the hand, and has a gentle fade at the end. And so that, I don't know, I don't understand why it gets overlooked a lot. I think it was mismarketed. I think people are looking for it to be super beefy, but this disc flies great. We have it at Big Z right now, and we also have it in ESP. We have some of these blank bottom stamp ones. Very, very cool as well. So I would check out the Malta. If you tried it at first and then haven't tried it since, I would revisit it, because when I did, I found that it was actually a very nice disc, and I don't know why it was so misunderstood at the beginning. Last disc I want to talk about, the Venom. This is the newest distance driver in their lineup. This came out I believe last season, at the beginning of the season, and Anthony Barella was a big proponent of it. This is another disc that could be falling into the Malta trap, okay? And the reason why is because it was marketed as like the constantly overstable Force, right? Like, this is supposed to be the disc that if you're looking for an overstable Force, here it is, the Venom. Well, it didn't quite pan out that way. Whenever I threw the Venom and tested the Venom, it wasn't that overstable. I actually found that a lot of the Venoms were similar to the Force, just with a little bit of a different feel and a tick faster. So that, I feel that this could be getting mismarketed a little bit. I actually find it to be a slightly further flying Force. And yes, it's overstable, but it does have some give. Like, you can get good flights out of these. So I would check out the Venom too. It's not what everybody maybe said it was at the beginning. It's not this unusable, overstable disc. It's actually quite usable. And if you can't handle it in the normal plastic, we have some in Z-Lite right now. Same with the Force. If you've never tried throwing lighter weight discs, I mean, this is like 159 grams. This disc is not useless, right? Even if you throw hard, unless you're playing in Kansas and you've got 30-mile-an-hour winds, this thing is not going to get bodied out there, and it's going to be plenty overstable, but you're going to be able to throw it harder because it's a lighter disc. And I can't tell you how fun it is just ripping on lightweight plastic. If you've never tried it, it is a blast. You're going to get a ton more distance.
All right, I think these actually dropped last week, but super excited about them. First off, we've got the, I believe these are, what are they calling these? Proto Glow DX. These things, this is the 40th anniversary AVR. I took one just as a collector item because this is like the OG AVR stamp. Paul brought this back, I think, for his 3-time Mick Pro AVRs back in the day. But this is like the original classic AVR stamp. So they brought that back for the 40th anniversary edition, and the glow on these is insane. If you play glow and you're looking for like an approach putter or just like a putter to run longer putts with and stuff, or a flashlight to light your path, this can accomplish all of it. You get a little UV light, you hit this, and it would glow in this broad daylight. I think Trevor actually highlighted how good these glow last week, so you can go back and check that out. We also have the 40th anniversary, if I'm not mistaken, version of the XD. So the XD back in the day, I had a DX one. This was like one of the kind of original, I don't want to call it original putters, but original to me, putters slash mid. It's kind of like that in between, because it's a very shallow putter, just really dead straight, very fun to throw. I haven't thrown it in like a Champ Glow, because like I said, back in the day, this is the stamp on the DX one I had. I had a white one with a silver XD DX stamp on there, which, you know, XD is just DX backwards. Don't know if that's tied to something, but anyways, regardless, very fun throwback. If you're a collector, these are great items to have. Or if you're just a thrower looking for something cool to pull out of your bag, these are also great items to have. So if you haven't checked them out yet, there's still a few left on the site if you want to snag a piece of history.
All right, back at the drop shelf, got to show you some pretty cool stuff. So if you missed it, we actually had our 5-year anniversary of Foundation live stream, I guess a week ago now. And the actual 5-year anniversary of Foundation is coming up, I think, next Wednesday. It's on my birthday. I don't even know when my birthday is. But we dropped some like throwback custom stamp discs, and we have a few left over, so I'm gonna show them to you now. These are really, really cool. So we did Prodigy, and the reason we did Prodigy and Discraft. I'll show you the Prodigy first. The reason we did Prodigy is because this was like the first ever custom run Foundation ever did. And we did the same discs that they did with the same stamp. So these are 300 Spectrum A2s, and these things are so money, and look how sick some of the swirls are on these. So it's got our original Script logo on there, and these things came out board flat. They have no flashing on them. They are money. Like, I would put one of these in my bag right now if I had room for it. I used to throw these in college. They're super overstable. Don't let the baseline fool you. These things are beefy. They stay stable. They're incredible. Like, I'm super excited we got those in because they were such a great disc in my bag for a long time. We have one more M4. This is in 500 Spectrum. Again, money run, beautiful swirl. There's only one left, so hopefully you can grab it. And then we have a few of these PA5s left in 500 Spectrum as well. PA5, one of their newer putters, very flippy, really awesome disc in 500 Spectrum. So that's kind of like a little sentiment to the original Foundation run. We also did the same stamp on some Discraft. So we got a few buzzes left. That one's got a cool camo on it. This one's just the matte black. Again, pearly white with that Script stamp. These are ESP, and they are bottom stamped as well. Buzzes. Then we've got some Raptors. We didn't try to run these in crystal. They're supposed to just be a Z, but they came out in crystal Z, which is always a bonus. We love when that happens. These are like a super, I wouldn't say they're exactly crystal, but they came out in that very crystal feeling, stiff Z plastic. They're board flat, gonna be a very overstable run of Raptor, again with the Script stamp. We have a few left of those, and then the final disc, we have only just a few left of these, is the Heat. We got ESP Heats as well with that Script stamp. So this is the first stamp we ever did, custom run. It's like the original logo Foundation, so if you want to check those out, we have a few left in the Prodigy and the Discraft.
All right, we got a bunch of the Performance Dad hats, our all-time most popular hat, in stock on the site right now, but let me let you in on a little bit of a secret here, okay? If you click the link, if you're on your phone, you click the link in the description down below, or you text the word join to, here we go, 1-833-255-8270. Nailed it. You can text the word join, and you can actually get these for a deal. Text deal only welcome offer. As soon as you text the word join to that number, then you'll get a little text back. You can go ahead, respond, get your first text deal in with a special deal on these Performance Dad hats, and then every Wednesday, your phone will get a text with a new weekly deal. These deals have actually been selling out crazy fast. We're gonna try to increase supply because the demand is so high for this upcoming deal, but basically, one of them was like a Z Vulture for 10 bucks. I think this past week was a Dry Fit for like 12 bucks. Not all deals are gonna be that crazy, but they're gonna be pretty freaking good. And how it works is once you set up with your welcome offer, if you decide to buy the hat, once you set your profile up then going forward, you never have to enter your credit card information, your shipping info, none of that. Again, you just reply to buy. So you just get the text, you'll either reply with the quantity, or reply with yes, or with your variant, depending on what the text prompts you to do. And as soon as you reply, boom, you just bought whatever that deal is. So again, text the word join to 1-833-255-8270. And or click the link in the description down below if you're on your phone. And let me show you some other accessories over here. All right, in the accessory corner over here, we have a few different things I want to highlight. First off, if you are going out to play glow, you picked up one of those Proto Glow AVRs. The best way to light it up is a UV flashlight from MVP. So MVP has a few different sizes of these. So this is just like throw it in your pocket, light your disc, and you can go all the way up to like, yeah, I'm a serious glow disc golfer. What are you gonna do about it? This guy, I don't even. You know what? If you know you need it, then you already know you need it. I don't need to explain it to you. Next one down here, we've got some wristbands. These are very sick Foundation logo wristbands. I don't rock one anymore because I rock a different wristband, but I rocked these for years, for a long time. I always just rotate through the colors, and they're a great time. Easy way to represent Foundation out on the course. Really fun way. Just throw it on your wrist, forget it's there, boom. Foundation Nation. Or, last but certainly not least, it's getting to be rainy season. All of our courses are muddy, all right? I don't know if you live anywhere near us and all your courses are muddy too, but if so, pick up a Foundation towel. We have these in a few different colors, navy, black, and gray. And this is the towel that pretty much all of us use. I went through an extensive towel selection process before I got to this towel because in my personal opinion, this is the best disc golf towel. This is what I always prefer to use. I absolutely love these. And with the Foundation logo on there, it's just icing on the cake. So you can check all of this and more out over at foundationdiscs.com. And stay tuned next week. We got a bunch more discs that are coming in right now that are gonna be hitting the site next week. And also, I didn't highlight it because there's only a few left. And I don't know if they're still going to be in stock, but if you're lucky enough and you head over to the site, we might have some of the subscription box left for this month, which is the 5-year anniversary box. So super excited about all of that. But other than that, I'll see you next week.